Hi, boys. Alright, third time trying to make this fucking video. And I don't want to make it, but I had a headache and it's going away because I'm making the video and I don't want to make the video. Okay. When I was in elementary school, I didn't want to be here, so I tried to commit suicide. So like how I did that, I took pills. I took over the counter medicine. It's Tylenol, it's Advil, it was ibuprofen, it was Excedrin, it was pills like that my mom got. My mom had got a lot of pills like that, and Tylenol, and that's what I would take, because I would be in pain, and I'd take it and go away. Sometimes I wouldn't be in pain, and she would make me be in pain, and I would have to take it. Then it got to the point in elementary school where I remember one time I'm like, I'm in pain, or I feel like I'm going to be in pain, so I'm just going to take it. And I didn't tell my mom. And I kind of got a rush from it. It kind of felt like stealing a little bit. Like I know I wasn't supposed to. I knew it was dangerous and I did it anyways. But I'm taking care of myself, so that's fine. It started off like that. Then I started doing it myself. Then I started noticing when I got mad, I would just take it. I'd follow what my mom or dad would do. Now, my dad didn't really take pills. My mom took pills. My dad, no. Even when he was in pain, I didn't really see him take pills. He would get mad, angry, frustrated, something else. But he didn't take pills. And he didn't drink. So what he listened to music. He went into movie. He went to driving. He couldn't talk to anyone because there was no one to talk to. That's what he showed me. And when he went to that cemetery and he was on the floor talking to his mom when he brought us there. And that's what he keeps giving me, that image. And he goes, and there you are on her grave. Trying to get to family. And he's like, what have I done? There's no going back for me. Because what these doctors have done, I don't trust them. Never did, never will. I'm doing it myself. So yeah, in elementary school, I would give me a high. I noticed that my ancestors would come in more when I got this high, and I would talk. And then I learned certain things you can get high off of. But it would be chemical stuff. Then the medicine would get more as we got older. The more medicine it would be like NyQuil. Now the babysitter used to do that to us. The babysitter used to drug us with sleeping medicine so she can get away with what she did. We'd be knocked out. That stuff I used a lot of the knocking out stuff when I was little. And when I would be really mad, I would get a bunch of pills and like make a cocktail out of them. I'm like 5th grade, 4th grade. Then middle school, it just like the cocktails and the anger just went through the roof. Just like I'm exercising, I'm taking a bunch of pills, I'm exercising, and then I'm like throwing them, and I'm by myself. Like, I remember spinning around in circles, just trying to die, taking a bunch of pills. I'm like, all right, all right, grandma, come pick me up, pick me up. Then laying down, and the room is spinning, listening to music, the background, the birds, and feeling the weather, feeling the elements around me. And then I'd wake up, and I'm like, oh man, I'm still here. And I would get mad. I would get mad. And then, so the Greek mythology helped me out a lot. Because I did call on Hercules a lot. Then, me going into high school, I'm already thinking about my future, my kids, because I had dreams and visions. And then the whole like the MK Ultra stuff, now that I can put a name on it, but before I couldn't put a name on it, I just called it brainwashing, ET brainwashing, wavelength, like that's just what I called it. So now there's fancy words out there, and to me, I don't understand like the whole fun moon rising or the I have to use zodiac signs, and I don't understand them, but okay, I just have to say it because then someone go, oh, okay, I can relate to what you're saying, what you're talking about. Okay, I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know what that means. My mom's a Taurus. I don't know what that means, but I have to say she's a Taurus because that's what this Leonardo da Vinci is telling me to use the zodiac signs, and then he'll help me connect to what's going on. So that's what I'm doing. So when you give me your sign, when you tell me your sign, I'm going to analyze it, and I'm going to do the mirror imaging on it. So that's what Lauren Tapia showed me with that, because we're both Sagittarius. He's a 4, I'm a 2. He's double, he's like 8. Like, there, I had to mirror image him, and I did. And now I have a headache. Now it's coming back. And as it's coming back, they are telling me I'm being attacked right now. Oh no. Help. Yeah. Okay. My grandma died of stomach cancer. And she's only preparing me of what these doctors were going to do to me. And I'm like, I don't want to do another experiment. I'm done. I'm tired. I really am. So as I'm going into high school, I'm like, do I want kids? Do I not want kids? How do I know I want kids? And these bullies, I'm like, they're not going to be in my lives forever. These bullies are going to be like, there's no way they're going to follow me. And then Yolanda with Selena. And I'm like, wow, what happened to the rest of those people then? Because they were all after Selena too. It wasn't just Yolanda. Where's her group at? So, I had Yolanda Gallo. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. because even back in high school, I knew that Hollywood was using kids, like the milk stuff, and also too, drama class in high school. 1221. My Aztecs. Um, uh, Drama class. That teacher was disgusting. But anyways, that whole uh, he has videos and it's disgusting. And I remember they were mentioning mayonnaise, and I was just like, I don't want to be on TV. I remember watching myself on TV and they record it. And I remember, like, when you're in high school, they like show you other people's videos, other high school videos. And I remember watching my my older sister's high school reunions and stuff like that on TV and videos. And I'm like, nah, thank you. That's not for me. I don't want to. No, I'd rather be behind the scenes. So I try to do that. But as much as I try to do that, I knew that other people were watching me and I didn't like it. So when I was in drama class, I'm watching myself on TV. We were supposed to do a news thing. And I'm familiar with this area because I remember doing that myself. Like when I was little, playing with my dad's camera. And we would do that. I would make this whole like news anchor set, and I would have like, so we wouldn't fight. Me and my brothers and sisters, we wouldn't fight. I would like come up with these like skits, and we have like, it was just fun. Instead of fighting, we would come up with these skits, and it was fun. I liked it, and we would videotape it. Homemade videos were fun. Family videos were fun, and I was trying to do that to you boys. And we did. It was just difficult. It was difficult. But as what I did, I can go back into that memory and I could have fun with it. Totally lost track of that, what I'm saying. Pills. When I got older, high school, I'm like, okay, kids, I don't know if I want them. Until I did what I did with Frank. I felt like I was drowning. Like the kids, I didn't want a girl. I really scared about a girl. I was terrified. I was scared of Lauren's dad, or Frank's dad too. Frank's dad. But with Lauren, we had a connection. There was synchronizing. There was a lot in common, and he was in pain. So what happened is that what my grandma told me is that, and what I felt was, we share the same pain, like frequency. I would tell him shit, he'd be like, wow, that's so cool, that's so neat. Then it got to a point where I couldn't do anything. So I'm like, all right. He was jealous of you, Anthony. Really jealous of you. Like, I'm just scared that you're gonna pay attention to him more than me and this and that. I'm like, he's a child. He's your son. Are we gonna do this now, or is this your postpartum? Because, like, you can't be doing this shit. I don't understand. So then it's like, did my mom go through that too with my dad? My dad must have been going through some kind of trauma. one that I don't know, one that I'm trying to wrap my head around, and I'm scared, and this is when I need my kids. Because I come from a line of con artists. Pokemon from Hater Ring My Bell. 1226. Hey Alexa, what's 1226 in New York? Hello? Hello. Hey Alexa. 1226 Broadway is a building located in the Nomad neighborhood. Hello, Sue. Okay. Hey Alexa, what time is it in New York? In New York, it's 3:26 p.m. 3:26 p.m. Gotta find out what that means. See, I'll do alarms and I'll forget what the alarm is for. Okay. High school. Detoxing. High school was a little bit harder for me because the pills got stronger, and I knew like alcohol, it wasn't for me. And alcohol, the spirits come to you more, and it's a different kind of feeling than the pills, than overdosing on the pills. It's a different high. It's like alcohol is, and weed. Now, when I did the weed, I'd watched Half Baked first time, and then the second time I did Half Baked with weed, and it was like, yeah, I know where this is going. So, detoxing. Now, what Frank doesn't know, maybe he doesn't remember, but me and Frank lied that, now I was never pregnant with Frank, and Frank has to know I was never pregnant with his baby. Never was. But we did a prank on, trying to get, Joe and Michelle Castro in a lie. We were trying to get them in a lie. And we did a prank on them. And I kind of felt bad at the time because Joe did lose a baby. And me and Frank went to Jeremiah's funeral. And that funeral was very hard on me. That was the first child's funeral awake that I went to. And I felt so like I wanted to cry. I was holding back tears. And I asked Frank's mom, Lupe, I'm like, am I allowed to cry? Because she was crying. And like, she's like, yeah, you're allowed to cry. Like, I didn't know what to. It was hard. And that place, the Westminster Cemetery, is not a good cemetery. I mean, the people working there are not. I mean, it's not going to change. Anyways, that's a baby that will. Now that how that baby passed away was he fell off the bed. He fell off the bed, and That's one of the first babies that that made me make sure that you boys wouldn't be left alone on a bed or somewhere high where no one can catch you fall. And that I recall Frank, because I'm like, because Joe wasn't like, he was an asshole in high school. But I'm like, how is Joe? And I try to stay away from Joe as much as possible because he just like really got to you, and an asshole. So just stayed away. Try to be nice. Just stayed away. And because you would say something like some kind of remark, and he'll come up with another one. But I just try to stay away from him as much as possible. And Frank knew that. And but I even asked him like, how was he with this kid before he passed? And Frank would be like, you know what? He surprised me. Like, he's a good dad. Like, he's like, watch, like, he's cleaning the car. He was doing something with the car. And the baby his son was going to come out with the stroller or like the walker. And his brother, he's like telling his brother or his cousin, hey, like, watch him. Like, what are you doing? You left the door open. Like, can't you see I'm out here? Like what Frank was telling me was like, he's responsible to know that there's a baby, like his baby's in there. Like, shut the door, like he's out there. Can't you see? He left the baby alone. Like, to me, it was showing signs that he was responsible. And even Frank said it. And when the passing of his child, I saw his inner child come out. I saw a part of him die. Like, this asshole, this fucking bully from school, this teenager that lost a child. I'm now watching him in his living room floor, curled up by his girlfriend, watching Toy Story. Knowing that he didn't have a mom. His mom was fucked up to him. And his dad tried to be there for him the best he can. But when you have brothers that just try to fucking for money. The Welders. Tony and Oscar. And my dad's like, yeah, there's jealousy there. And my dad was not there at that time. He goes, that's like happened too. He's like, yeah. Brothers fight, alcohol, drugs, gambling, sex, lies. Are you my son? Is your kid my son? This and that. How come your son looks like me more? This and that. I don't know. Really, Frank? Did that really happen? Only you know what happened afterwards, because I was only with you for 3 years. And I could not take the fucking shit. What your aunt did too. She did witchcraft. never saw your aunt around town. And all of a sudden, after when I'm pregnant, all of a sudden I'm seeing your aunt in the back of my rear view mirror. So Frank, when I did what I saw that, I immediately cut the cord with that. And I remember what street we were on. We were on Westminster and Beach. And we were right by, I was right by, I keep saying we're, but it's your aunt. And me. And I was in my white car, my Dodge Shadow car, pregnant, and your aunt's behind me. And it's right in front of the bank, because I'm at the light. And it was a moment that I needed to see and feel and saw, and like, all right, snap my fingers, I know what to do. Cut the cord. She did something. Where are the other witches at in Westminster? They're there. They're high. They're not. They're like in plain sight, plain view, just making more money off the kids. So in high school, I kept using pills. So anyways, me and Frank lied about me being pregnant. Then I got sick. I passed out. I had something happen. Then Frank and Joe carry me to the car and we go to the hospital. And I'm in the ER. And then they ask me if I'm pregnant. And me and Frank look at each other and we're like, no. And then Joe goes, and she's pregnant. And Joe was freaking out. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I forgot about the lie. But this was after. This was like, at least, this was after after the baby's funeral and stuff. Like, at least a year, it's nearly a year after his baby passed away. So I'm jumping here. So me and Frank have an apartment this happened at the Westminster Cinnamon Creek apartment. And Michelle Castro is roommates with us. And Joe is now, I think, also roommates, I'm believing, but he's staying there. And I remember, like, me and Frank came up with something because someone kept coming in my room, or someone taking shit. I don't know what it was, but I was getting pissed. So me and Frank just made up something. And we're trying to get Michelle Castro in this fucking bullshit lie. So didn't think anything of it, and I end up passing out. And we go, and then he does say, and I feel so bad because I saw that with Joe, but then his asshole ways came up again. So then I see it again where he's not an asshole anymore. He's just like worrying about this kid, this other baby, this child. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what did I do? And I'm telling the girl, like, no, I'm not pregnant. And they're like, you sure? And then Frank gets Joe and sits him down. Then then after that we told Joe. That was hard for me to see and feel. But me and Frank knew we weren't pregnant. I knew I was not pregnant with his baby. And I knew I didn't have to take a test in front of him, because me and Frank planned that out. We knew we weren't. It was a false story. So for me, doing that and the witchcraft that was involved, and the downstore neighbor had twins, had newborn twins. And then the neighbor across of us kept playing the fucking one, the other song. I forgot what other it was. It was a Soak City song that they played for Knott's Berry Farm over and over again. I'm like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. I'm young, 18, living in an apartment, and just trying to figure out like how life works. Who is who? How do we help out people? You know, like I consider Michelle Castro as family because of my sister. And I saw Jordan like in the car seat all the fucking time. They take him out, let him like, for a 16-year-old to have a kid, I don't know, it was just like, I just know Polina didn't act like that. Polina didn't act like that. And what Michelle wanted to do, Michelle wanted to go and be a hoe and fuck around. She did not want to be responsible. She wanted to keep Jordan all to herself. And her mom made that happen. And the people that she was around, who Jordan was around, did not care for Jordan's safety at all. Michelle Castro probably didn't even change diapers most of the time. My sister took care of him a lot of the times too, and I did. I remember I had Anthony, and he's like he's like old, like should have been in school, and he's wearing diapers. And where's she gonna have time to potty train him? She doesn't have time. She doesn't have time because she's always working all the time because his dad doesn't want to help with child support. It had nothing to do with like, it's all about money, money, money. These kids never grew up with parents. They grew up with other people raising them. So for just Jordan and Saphira, they need to know that their parent, their mom, did a lot, did damage. So when I had kids, I was pregnant with you, Anthony, and I had to detox. I did not want to take pills, and if I did, I didn't even want to take Tylenol. But if I had to, I had to. If the doctor said it was okay, I took half. They told me to take full. They told me I'll take half. What was hard to swallow was the prenatal pills, because my body was like thinking I was overdosing. It was when I would do overdosing, I would also like throw up. So I would have to be careful whatever I ate, or when I would swallow, I would like heave. I would be like, like I'm overdosing myself again. So my body would automatically throw up. And I didn't want to do that because I just ate and you need the food. So me taking these freaking horse gigantic prenatal pills, I would want to throw up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not. This is for the baby. This is for the baby. Like I had to calm myself down. And it's once a day, and I couldn't do that. So I sometimes would crush up the pill, and I was like, I can't believe I did this. Like I fucked up my body so much that my body can't even handle me taking one fucking pill now. So then my second pregnancy, like I had so many complications during my first one. After that, I had diabetes. Like I got diabetes. I had like toxemia, preeclampsia. I almost had a stroke in the hospital, Anthony. I was 1 month early with you, and they were trying to keep me calm. My lungs were filling up with fluid. I couldn't drink anything. I had you in the operating room. It was scary. Um, then the second baby, Colin, I could take the pills better. Um, I took care of my body more. I knew what to look for, what kind of, like, it helped me. Um, I still was, I still had, I think it was preeclampsia, and I didn't have the toxemia, but I did have the preeclampsia. And I didn't have diabetes, but I had the diabetes afterwards with Colin. Not during pregnancy, but after the pregnancy, I ended up getting diabetes. Then I changed it. I changed my diet and stuff after that Colin. And then I wanted to try for another one, but couldn't. I had a hard time, difficulty. And this was around the same time that Papa was sick and I was dealing with all this shit. Now, when I was passing out, your dad was not there for me at all. Every time I was in the hospital, your dad was not there for me. He was with somebody else, with other people besides you or his family, you boys. That's why it was happening to me. So this witchcraft stuff is gonna come back at them. I had to try to go into your dad's mindset, and I did. When someone lies about saying that they're sober, that they're not drinking, and they are, and they get really good at it, and you catch them in a lie, it was really hard for me to see. My offsprings. You're lying to yourself if you can't be true to yourself. If you can't tell yourself, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you did wrong to people, that you need to say sorry. If you can't look in yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, or if you can't go to sleep at night, or if you can't laugh at yourself in your own darkness, then you're doing something wrong. Like, that dark is supposed to be there to comfort you, not to drown you out, not to silence you. I still don't want to be here, but my time is coming, and you will be here, because the life does go on. The show must go on. The moon and the sun. The moon is up when the sun is up. At times, you cannot see, but the moon still sees. And at night, the moon will shine her light. And if you cannot, you will feel it, and you will see it in the dark. You will. So, these doctors, like my dad didn't want to die in the hospital, and he didn't die in the hospital. He didn't want to die in the hospital. I don't want to die in the hospital. I don't. I'd rather die outside. I love you, boys, and I miss you. And, no, I already have that. I already have that. I miss you, boys. I'm in so much pain. And I'm not even taking painkillers. I'm taking weed. So I know if I take any harsher, like peyote and stuff, I know chances are I won't make it. But I ask myself deep down inside, do I want to make it? No, because I know where that medicine's going to lead me to. It's going to go back, I'm going to go home. So I'm going to take it. So I have to prepare. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just have to come back and do it again. But I come back. But it's not going to be with you boys. It's not going to be how it was like right now. Like, you see me on the screen. Now it's going to be in another form. That's something I have to. So when I do this, if I do this again and I get my dad's homemade videos that he made of us, and I record this and I'm talking about it, then I can talk to my dad a little bit more better because I'm tuning into him, and then I can go back in time and get to my dad and talk to him. And then I can have a cup of tea. That's where you boys are going to be in later on. He's like, it's going to be like you're flying a plane. He's going to give me instructions and he's going to tell me something. This is your cockpit, and you have to, like, your controllers are in near reach of you. Just breathe. I love you, boys. I miss you. And my head, look gone. My headache's gone. So whoever was doing that attack, yeah, watch it, careful. Seatbelts. The map. Love you boys. You boys soon.